Blog Talk Radio.
And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Doctors Are In show here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. I am your host, Dax Carlisle, from the Tarot Guild, now in our 16th year. I'm a tarot advisor, numerologist, and life coach coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, where, thank God, it's overcast and nice and not 115 degrees. Joining me, as always, is my fabulous co-host. She is a certified life coach and spiritual teacher, and every Friday she joins me to dispense her wisdom and wonderful tools for life, such as mantras, shamanic journeying, and more. Yes, we call her the Mantra Maven, and here she is live from Berkeley, California, Dr. Rose Wilkerson. Hey, Rose. It's another Friday.
Hey. How you doing, Dax? Hi to everybody out there.
Out there in Radio Land. All you folks listening live, you can call into the show. We're a live call-in show. You can give us a ring at 714-816-4628 and chat with us throughout the show. And we do open lines every Friday and Saturday. You can call in and chat about anything that's on your mind, questions. Maybe you have a burning question about mantras or the Shamanic Journeying is our topic, and hypnosis, psychic development, Reiki, EFT, tarot, numerology. We got it all covered between Rose and I, and we'd be glad to chat with you about that if you have questions. You can also call in for a mini reading at 714-816-4628. Be sure to press 1 on your dial pad so we know that you want to be live on air with us. And you can join us in the chat room. I'm in the chat room right now. It's thetarotguild.com/chat. Real simple. Or if you're already on the website, thetarotguild.com, top of any page, you're going to see the chat link there in the nav bar on the right. If you're on your phone, it actually shows up as 2 chat bubbles kind of at the, I think, the top left of the screen. Just click that. It'll take you into the chat room. You want to be in the main room there. If you haven't signed up for the website yet, it's free to sign up, and you have to be signed up, of course, to get into the chat room for the members of the website. So it's our brand new social networking website. It's like Facebook. You know, you have to sign into Facebook to message your friends and to get in the groups, be on the wall, all that kind of stuff. Same thing. It's 100% free. thetarotguild.com/chat. You can ask questions in there. You can ask for a mini reading in there. But we'd love to chat with you on this fabulous Friday, 714-816-4628. So this is part 2 of our series of shows on Shamanic Journeying that Rose is taking us through. If you missed part 1, that was last week, you'll find it in the archive. Part 3 is next week. And we did the middle world, and now we're going to do the lower world. Right, Rose?
Absolutely right.
Yes.
And
so this is going to be fun.
Also we'll be having an experience of finding our animal totem. Woohoo.
Ooh. Ooh,
yeah.
Stay tuned for that, folks. And we'll be taking calls throughout the show as well. And real quickly, I'm going to do the numerology of the day. So it is, what is the date? It is July 24, 2020. So the day itself, 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 is harmony and balance. It's a return to that harmony and balance, that hearth and home feeling after the chaos of number 5. So if you experienced chaos yesterday or anytime this week, it's clearing up now. That's right. Return to balance and harmony. And the entire date adds up to 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, which is abundance in numerology. It's that double structure energy. And the 6 day is made up of that as well. You got the 2 and the 4 energy coming together for the 6. So 4 is structure, just like that double 4, 8 energy. And 2 is relationships and partnerships and communicating with people and things like that. So now that the chaos of the week is over and it's a 6th day, you can really work towards that abundance. It shows up in the card of the day, Dr. Rose. I got the Knight of Swords. And swords are thoughts and ideas. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving of the 4 knights, often connected with communication and creativity, which, that 6 energy from the day, I look at that as like double creativity and communication, that 3 energy, double 3. Yeah. And another aspect to the Knight of Swords is assertiveness and clever, skillful. He or she is courageous and thriving on difficult situations. The archetypal, warrior, and fearless and psychic vision and all. So that gives us a little clue there that you should be paying attention to your intuition, using your psychic gifts as you move forward. And the way I look at the Knight of Swords, he's holding aloft that one broadsword as he's galloping along really fast. And as I just mentioned, swords are thoughts and ideas. So he's latched onto an idea, Rose, and he's just going with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
cool.
That's the message for today. Is we're past any chaos that you had before. We're moving into the weekend. This is a great opportunity to find that singular idea and just run with it, because that will lead to ultimate abundance. How the date breaks down to 8. There you go.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with that. Absolutely. And let's see. So before we talk about shamanic journeying and the lower world, I thought we'd jump right in and take a phone call or two, see who's out there, wants to chat with us. Let's see, Rose. Who's been waiting the longest? Looks like area code 919. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Kay. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
So it's
Can you hear me?
I'm getting a lot of clicking on your line. It also sounds like you're far away. So you want to if you're
I'm turning up the volume.
You want to get
better?
closer to the microphone. That's a little better. Yeah. And for all the listeners and let me just tell everybody, for all the listeners and callers, when you call in the show, when we pick up your line, like if you're on a speakerphone or something like that, it doesn't sound good on radio. There's a huge echo, and we can hardly hear you. It sounds like you're at the back of a cave. So always take yourself off speaker and talk right into the microphone. And so you said Kay from Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes, I actually had it on Bluetooth, so I'm taking off Bluetooth and I have on headset handheld now. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, yeah, that's way, way better. Yeah. Bluetooth actually sucks, folks, if you didn't know that. It may sound good if you're listening to some music, provided that it doesn't run out of power, which is the other problem with wireless headsets. But on radio, Bluetooth sounds atrocious. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Anyway, Kay, what do you want to chat about?
Well, I wasn't sure what the format is. Can I just ask a question? I have so many issues.
Yeah, basically what we want to do is, because we only have a couple of minutes to spend with each caller.
Right.
So we tell everybody to, these are mini readings. So you want to have a burning question, something you really want to know something about.
That works. Okay. So my burning question is, my son is changing careers. Do you see him being able to advance on this? He's kind of in that lower, not sure which direction he wants to go in, so I want to support him. Just want to know if this is the right direction. He just starts a new job next week.
Let's see. Well, it's all really, really positive cards for that new job, actually. It looks really, really good. I don't see this as like, the end all to be all, it's like more like it's a stepping stone. Impression like he should be more independent.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does.
If because that's the central focus card is the Queen of Wands, and wands are fire. It's the fire element. It's passion. It's following your passions. And at her feet is a black cat, and cats are indicative of independence. So any position, job, or anything where he's working for other people, he still has to have a sense of his own independence. Or alternatively, he needs to work for himself. He needs to have his own business. He will not be happy. If he's micromanaged, he will not be happy.
Exactly. And that's why I said I'm trying to support him on this. But I know I know what he should be doing. And, okay, you answered the question.
Right,
okay.
Yeah. The whole world is basically open to him. The Wheel of Fortune card shows up, meaning that fortune is turning in his favor right now. He's going to have some success with what he's going into, for a little. He really needs to find out what's his passion and follow his passion and not just, the next muggle job, the next job. He's got to follow that passion. Yeah.
Yes.
Although I do have the last card is an 8, and 8 is abundance, so he's going to get, some reward here, but I'm also getting other cards that are saying that it's not going to be too long before he's going to have to be moving on. And not in a bad way. Not in a bad way like, the economy goes down, he gets fired, or he quits, or his bosses get rid of him or something like that. It's not that kind of thing. It's he decides that he needs to follow his passion and he moves on. Does that make sense?
Good. Okay. It does, because this can parlay him into what he needs to do for himself independently. I just wish he would have taken that step prior to taking this. Well, not necessarily wish, but it could have worked out if he had gone on his own. So you are perfectly on point.
But everything happens according to the divine plan. It's
that's
everything
true.
Everything in its time. And so this was meant to happen. I think this is actually going to be an impetus for him to, follow his dreams, follow his passion. All right, Kay.
Great to know. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Bye-bye.
That was a great first call, Dr. Rose. Are you there, Rose? Uh-oh. We lost Rose.
I'm sorry. I muted myself. I totally I forgot to mute the phone.
Rose has only been doing this for a short time, folks, and she's still getting used to it. Yeah, she's only several years, and she's, trying to get used to the mute button. Yeah. Well, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I put myself on mute, and I still forget that I'm on mute, like my co-host is talking, and they're talking with a caller or something, and I'm not talking, so I'll put myself on mute to, cut out any of that background noise or anything like that while they're talking. I think I'm being nice, and then I forget that I start talking for like 5 minutes, and you or Mary are going, Dax, are you there? We don't hear you anymore. So I know what it's like. So let's see who's been waiting the longest. We're going to go to our discussion of the lower world and continue our discussion of shamanic journeying after this, but I think we're going to take one more call. We're going to go to area code caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Shakira, and I'm calling from Alabama.
Hi, Shakira.
Awesome.
Hi,
Shakira.
peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to you, too.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. It's Shakira, warrior priestess. It came right up in the cards. I'm telling you, it's right here in the cards. Warrior
I
priestess.
love that.
Yep.
I receive it.
So what's your burning question, Shakira?
Yes. I want to know just generally what comes through, but if I was to ask a question, it would be about love. Like, when do they see love for me?
Love.
That's really it.
Oh,
the question
it's
for the day.
Rose, it's the love thing. It's the love thing. Gosh. Well, in the cards here, I'm seeing images talking about, you have the battle scars from the relationship. You really have all the tools. Like this time around, you're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. The cards warn against getting lost in the illusion. So, in other words, the idyllic relationship, which doesn't exist, you got to put that out of your mind. The whole thing is about just being nurturing, which is actually the energy of the day. The 24th, it's 2 + 4 is 6. That energy. Things are okay. So right now, the central focus card is the Knight of Pentacles. And oops, hold on for a second, because I forgot to pop this open here. Give me just a second to bring up this thing here. And so Pentacles, that's the earth element. This guy's coming in, and could be a Taurus, a Virgo, Capricorn, very down to earth kind of person. I think that's kind of what you need, actually. And it's the slowest moving of the 4 nights. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, nice.
I'm a Taurus also, so that would be good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So any of the earth signs, either Taurus or the other earth signs, is going to be a nice, you guys will be on the same page kind of thing. And, this person is very practical, patient, methodical, hard worker, sensuous, very sensuous, yep. And, he's the Knight of Pentacles, or sometimes called the Knight of Coins. It's the slowest moving of the 4 knights. Okay, so that's an indication that you he's going to want to take it slow, and you're going to want to take it slow. Ultimately, there's success here. The 6 of Wands shows up, and that's literally the success card in tarot. And the timing card is 9. So this can happen anywhere between it could take as long as 9 weeks to get really fruition on this, which would be, 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. Or it can happen as quickly as 9 days. And as we always say on the show, right, Dr. Rose, how quickly it happens is entirely up to you. It's how much
up to you, right?
It happens.
This is
what
a question
would you like
I
to
have.
say about that, Rose?
So you see him coming in. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask Rose, but you want to finish your question there? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shakira, there's let me let you know, and the other callers that call in, that there's a significant delay on Blog Talk. I mean, it's only a second or two, but it's enough where you can't tell where where the other person is stopping talking, so you can jump in, and so that's what's going on with looking over each other kind of thing. And there's, it's been this way for 10 years, and they've never fixed it. We got this this delay here. Yeah. So I wanted to bring Dr. Rose in, but it sounded like you had a question there. Can you do that real quick, and then I want to ask Dr. Rose if she has any insight.
Sure. I just you said that he's coming in, so that means that it's not the person or the people that's around me at this time, since he's coming in. No. He could very well be someone that's around you right now, and or not, or he's around you and you have never noticed this person. That's another possibility. That it could be like, okay, you're aware of your friend, but not your friend's guy friend, so-and-so. It could be anything. It could really be anything. But you're going to be looking out for a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus that has those kind of qualities I was talking about, the practical, hardworking, industrious, sensuous, patient, that kind of guy. He's going to be around the same age as you, maybe. Okay.
maybe a little younger, but I got the feeling like it's more mentally he might be a little bit younger than you, if you know what I mean. Catch my drift there. And he may already be in your circle, but you just have to look for somebody that has these qualities. You'll know right away it's the right one, the one we're talking about, because of the qualities, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
Miss Rose?
Anything you wanted to add, Rose?
Well, I'm the mantra maven, so there's always a mantra for something like this. There's a mantra that is Kleem, and it's spelled K-L-E-E-M. Sometimes people spell it with an I, K-L-I-M. And it's a one for love and relationships. And it could be all kinds of relationships, actually. But what I recommend is, after hearing this description of who's coming into your life or whom you'll be aware of soon, is to, really put a positive outlook on who this person is. What kind of things you'll be doing, their qualities and things of that nature. You can envision, doing the things that you love, whether it's going for walks on the beach or just sitting on the couch watching Netflix, whatever it is that you really enjoy,
right.
You want to visualize you guys doing those things and chant the mantra Kleem. Kleem is very powerful, so you really have to make sure that you're thinking in a positive way. And it can also help you to remove some of those old vestiges, I guess you can call them, or issues that you've had in the past. So even if let's say in 9 days you meet your person, which would be fantastic, keep chanting Kleem. And typically what we say is standard practice is that you chant it 108 times, preferably in one session if you're able to. That should take like 5 minutes, if that, It's up to you. It depends on how fast you're chanting. Or you could break it up into sessions where you do maybe, 54, is it? Yeah, 54 in the morning, 54 in the evening, that kind of thing. And
Okay.
just keep your positivity and spirits up with this, and you'll be sure to attract. You'll be able to recognize them soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. I wrote that down.
You could do like 27 times, 4 times a day, I think, is also the 108. That's the other way we used to break it up. Tell people, hey, if you don't have the time, you wake up in the morning, you do 27 times, afternoon, 27 times, early evening, right before you go to sleep, 27 times. It works. It works. Well, thanks for the call, Shakira.
Thank you so much,
Best
guys.
of luck to you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. To say, that warrior priestess thing before I pull the cards. This is what's really funny. The last card is the 9 of Wands. That's the timing card where we get the 9 for the 9 days and the 9 weeks. Now, if she does nothing, it's still going to happen. It could take as long as 8 or 9 weeks, But if she does the chanting that you just gave her, that's the kind of thing, that plus visualization, law of attraction, that kind of thing is what makes it possible to happen as quickly as 9 days. And in the card, the 9 of Wands, that's fire and passion, and all the wands. He's holding on to one of the wands. It's actually a staff. So the figure is holding on to this staff. He's got a bandage over his head. That's where I got, Shakira's already gone through some relationship, battles there, as it were. And behind him is 8 stabs, pushed in the ground, lined up like a fence behind him. That's all the skills and abilities that she's developed, through past relationships and over time. And as he's standing there, he's the archetypal warrior again, and he's holding that staff. And it's all warrior priestess. I'm telling you.
Wow, nice.
Yep.
Warrior.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, so we'll be taking some more calls throughout the show. Right now we're going to jump into continuing our chat about shamanic journeying. Dr. Rose is going to take us to the lower world.
Yes. So the past couple of, well, not the past couple of shows, last week, I talked about the middle world. And this is all based on an ancient earth-based wisdom tradition called shamanism. And what it does is that it offers a glimpse into a world that's much bigger than the ones that we encounter every day. It's really the spirit realm in a lot of ways. And we can use a lot of shamanic techniques that help us to connect to our intuition, to this invisible realm, where we can find healing and balance and wholeness. And typically what happens is that you do what they call shamanic journeying. It's kind of like being in a meditative state through the use of, some kind of rituals, drumming practices, meditation. It just kind of depends. There are different ways to achieve this meditative state. And this allows you to connect to the spirit realm that's in your life. This is within you. It's not something outside of yourself. It also allows you to kind of channel that energy into your life, and it can bring a very profound personal transformation, and something that I've done plenty of times, and I continue to do, in my life. So let me go ahead and get started. So today we're talking about the lower world. So last week it was the middle world. The middle world is more like the world as you see it, but it's just more in your mind and meditative state. So today it's the lower world, and the lower world is underground, and it's usually associated with power animals and traditionally evil spirits and thought of as dangerous or mysterious. Traditionally, the lower world has had two types of associations, and that's with Earth as the mother, as well as demonic powers. Now, in modern shamanism, that whole thing about the death and demonic associations has been largely stripped away. And there's more of a connection with the Earth Mother or Goddess that's more accepted. And the way that I think about it personally is that it's kind of like going into your deep subconscious mind, those areas of your subconscious that are hidden. And that's why it's mysterious, because you don't know what it is, right? It's not necessarily something that's negative, inferior, or evil, and I would never do a meditation where you would do that. Lower is more of a geographic sense when we say lower world, and it indicates going underground or lower, like into the earth, where you can contact many types of spiritual helpers, and especially power animals, which is a little meditation that I'll do with you guys today. So the main associations with the lower world are underground geological features like caves and tunnels, power animals, associations with Mother Earth, as I said before, birth, nurturing, support, warmth and protection, the feminine or female principles, the underworld, right? Darkness, night, knowledge, including secrets, and the past. So typically workshops on shamanic journeying have people visit the lower world to meet their power animal, even though these are animals that you can actually meet in the middle world as well. But when you take a shamanic journey into the lower world to meet an animal and other helpers, you do so to seek power, insights, and information. You want to view this journey in a positive light. It's to discover something about yourself, or even to have a problem resolved or a situation that you need assistance with. See your lower world journey as one to gain nurturing from Mother Earth, and as a place to seek wisdom from your power animal or other beings you might meet there. In turn, your own beliefs in the helpful, supportive qualities of this lower world will help to create this helpful, supportive environment you seek on your journeys there. So just some notes about power animals, because we're going to do a little bit of what I said earlier, a meditation for that. And that is the shaman's power. This is a quote from a wonderful book called Secrets of Shamanism, Tapping the Spirit Power Within You. And it says the shaman's power is directly related to their totems or animal allies. The greater the totems, the stronger their power animals, the more influential they are. To a shaman, a human being is not better or more aware than an animal. Even though, animals are often used for human beings as food or that we can domesticate them, it doesn't mean that we're somehow better than that. That's more of a Western concept. Animals have powerful spirits, each with their own talents, and are uniquely qualified to assist people in specific areas. The shaman's relationship with animals is a mutually beneficial one. The shaman offers the spirit animal respect and devotion, while the animal offers guidance and assistance. One of the chief gifts that power animals offer is protection and guardianship to the shaman during arduous tasks. Animal allies may also be used to help find lost objects, mediate problematic relationships, and in general, assist in the achievement of a challenging goal. So there's a lot of wonderful uses of power animals, and it's not just to have an experience, and there's nothing wrong if you want to have primarily a spiritual experience. They can also help you if you live in the corporate world, if you're dealing with business, if you're dealing with complex issues or concepts like learning science or math or anything like that. I mean, it's not specific to one area of life. It's your whole life, right? Okay. So let me see. So there is something I want to do. So we will do a meditation in just a couple of minutes, but I wanted to take an opportunity to read to you a wonderful story. The Secrets of Shamanism by Jose and Lena Stevens is really a wonderful book if you want to learn more about shamanism and the techniques that they provide to help you. I highly recommend this book. So this story is about how a woman used her particular power animal to help her in a situation. So I'm going to read it to you. Here we go. Pat threw her bags into the taxi as Louie directed the driver to the airport. Both of them were sunburned, but satisfied with their sojourn at Playa Escondido, the beach paradise over the mountains from Oaxaca, Mexico. We'll be home in 2 days, Pat thought with some regret as they eased into the airport parking area. The airport was dark. Something was very wrong. Sorry, airport closed. No planes until Monday, offered the lounging guard. A quick look through the airline tickets revealed the awful truth. Unbelieving, Pat read the date. The Mexican travel agent had written April 21st, not today, March 21st. Their tickets were for next month. Back at the hotel, Pat and Louie reviewed their situation. This couldn't be happening. Suddenly, she hated paradise. That night, as she walked on the beach, Pat suddenly thought of the pelicans she had seen throughout their stay there. The pelican had been appearing in her dreams since childhood, helping her out of trouble of this sort and that. And growing up in a coastal town, it was a familiar sight to her. Knowing something about shamanic techniques, she squatted down on the sand like a fat pelican and began waving her arms in flapping motions, croaking from her throat. She closed her eyes and asked the spirit of pelican for advice. And in her vision, Pat saw a pelican shoot up directly into the air and zoom away. When Pat opened her eyes, she was suddenly positive there was a solution. Early the next morning, she insisted they go back to the airport. Louie, however, resisted, but finally reluctantly agreed. It's Saturday, and there's nothing flying out of here until Monday. Pat remained silent. When they got to the airport, it was deserted except for a clerk and a couple of pilots of private planes. Suddenly, the silence was torn by a dull thup, thup, thup coming in over the building. A modern French helicopter settled down for a landing not 50 yards away. The Mexican pilot got out and stretched before dumping out a satchel of mail and parcels. And Pat yelled out to him, "Oaxaca?" And he replied, "Yes," or "Sí" in Spanish. Pat watched the shadow of the helicopter race along the trees as they glided over the mountains. Mexico never looked more beautiful, she thought, as she sprawled over the mail sacks and Louie. "Thank you, Pelican," she said silently. So that's a story about how she, Pat, used the power of the pelican, her animal totem, one that she had been exposed to as a child, to help her and her partner leave for paradise, because obviously they didn't want to stay there for a full month, right? So that's that story.
Right.
Okay. So now we're going to do our meditation. And I just want to say before we begin that if you're driving a vehicle, if you're doing any kind of activity that requires focus and attention, turn down the volume for about 5 minutes or so. If you're not able to participate or whatnot, please make sure you do that, because we don't want you to endanger yourself. But if you're able to find a place to sit or to lie down so that you can relax your body, we're going to do a really quick meditation to discover your power animal. Okay? So last week we had you ask a question, meeting a teacher or whatnot. This time you're not going to ask a question, but you're going to listen, because part of the power of being a shaman in this sense, or utilizing this tool, is listening. Okay. So begin by lying down, relaxing. Make sure you are relaxing your body. You want to make sure that you check your muscles, that they are relaxing. You can start with the head, your face, the muscles in your face, down to your neck, down to your torso, your arms and hands. Make sure you're comfortable. You want to be relaxed. Your stomach area, your hips, thighs, and make sure that all of them are relaxed. Just kind of do or visualize a relaxing that starts from the head all the way down to the toes. And you want to close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. You want to slowly breathe in, hold it, and then breathe out. Let's do this 2 more times. Breathe in, fill your chest full of air, hold it for a few seconds, and breathe out. 1 more time. Fill your chest with air by breathing in, hold it, and breathe out. Now, let's begin our journey. I want you to start off by imagining a cave or an entrance into Mother Earth. Remember that Mother Earth is welcoming. She is supportive. And she wants to help you find your animal totem. Walk into the cave or the entrance into Mother Earth. And as you're walking into this area, I want you to see an opening. Allow a landscape to open up before you. It could be a forest, a meadow, a beach, or even more of a cave. Allow this to just appear before you. And if you're not able to visualize, don't worry. Just know that it's there. See what it feels like to you. What does it smell like? Now, in this landscape, an image of an animal is going to enter into that landscape. Or maybe the name of of an animal comes to your mind? And if so, just call out to it. When you see the image of this animal, remember that it doesn't always look like its physical form. It may look a little bit different in some form or fashion, and that's just fine. Just know that it's there. Now that your animal has appeared, ask it to tell you about its particular qualities. What are its attributes? The animal spirit tell you what it can do for you. You just want to listen. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just listen. To be successful as a shaman or with this technique, you want to make sure you listen. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to listen to the message, listen to the qualities that the animal spirit is sharing with you. And now that you've met your animal, be sure to thank it. Thank it for the message. Thank it for introducing itself to you and telling you about its qualities, attributes. And now the animal spirit, the image will fade away back into the landscape. You can turn it around, walk back through the cave or the entrance that you used into Mother Earth to return right back to where you are now. And now, open your eyes. Okay, so that was just a quick shamanic meditative journey to meet your animal totem. And as I said earlier, sometimes people will do this more than one time to see which animal comes up repetitively. If you have a moment on your cell phone notes or if you have a pen and paper, jot down what you saw. What did you experience? What did you feel? What was the animal image that appeared before you? Or what animal appeared before you? And what did it tell you? Tell you its qualities? Did it tell you its attributes? Or maybe it had some other kind of message. Sometimes that happens. You want to take a moment to jot down that information. And as you're writing that, there are a couple of books. There's a particular author that I recommend who's really good at writing. I'm sorry, he talks a lot of about power and totem animals and what they mean, and all sorts from birds to reptiles to land animals, all kinds of things, right? Could be fish, water, just kind of depends.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. He even talks about insects as well, because sometimes that comes, we don't think of insects as animals, but they do exist in the world of nature. His name is Ted.
Like praying
Andrews.
mantis is a totem often.
That's true. So, excuse me, Ted Andrews. There's a couple of books that I have by him. I'm going to take a look. Hold on, I'm sorry. While I'm doing this, Ted Andrews writes these wonderful books about animals. One is called Animal Speak. Yeah, it's a really great book, and he has a lot, actually. There's another one that he's done as well, but I can't remember the name of it offhand. Animal Wise, I think, is another one. So check him out. And remember, the other thing, too, is that the book is only to, that information that you look for is only to help you learn more about the animal, and that's what he talks about. You know, what is the jaguar? What is the eagle? What is the, you know, whatever it is? What is the snake? If, you know, snake could be your totem. You know, what it does, it tells you a little bit about, you know, how it functions in nature, and then some of the possible meanings. But remember that this is your own personal relationship. This is in your intuition, your subconscious rather, or in the spirit realm that exists inside of you and inside of your mind. So you want to always go by what it feels like and what it tells you, as opposed to what an author says, right? The Ted Andrews books is good, again, for learning about the animal. And you do want to learn about the animal. What do they do? What other animals they connect with? That's another thing to learn more about your totem animal, is how they interact with other animals out there.
But it's like dreams.
Right. But you want to, it's like dream work. You know,
symbolism.
Everybody has a different interpretation. Right. But learning more about the animal in terms of how it operates in nature is a good idea. I mean, it's good to look at. But remember that your relationship is your own. That does come from your own intuition. So, you know, for those of you who are listening now or who are listening on the replay, you know, let us know what your experience is. You can go to thetarotguild.com/chat and send a message. All you have to do is log in or sign in. And there's a couple of easy ways to do that through Facebook and Google or whatnot. And you can tell us how your journey into the lower world to meet your animal totem went. What do you think, Dax?
Awesome. That was great. I like that one better than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing one for next week?
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I am going to talk about the upper world. That's always a nice one to do because that's kind of more of divine beings, cosmic beings. So the one thing that I found when I was, you know, putting this information together is that how much the books that I have do not have a huge description of a meditation. Like, they don't have a script for it. They'll just give you like 5 points. Okay, go to the cave, meet your animal. It's like, it's very, you know, it's just very kind of like dry. And part of that, I think, is to allow you to create, just give you the basic points of what happens, but how it's going to is really up to you. It's how it manifests, you know, or appears in this meditation is really going to be your experience. So they don't try to tell you a lot. Like I was talking about going into the cave and having the landscape and doing all that. And, you know, I might even in a longer meditation provide something a little bit more descriptive. But typically they want, you know, that is the domain of your mind, you know, the spirit realm that exists in you. So they try not to put too much into it so that you can just be creative, you know. A lot of times
that makes sense, yeah.
Get stuck on that. Yeah. So your power animal can be used in various ways. You guys can always go back and do this meditation again, whether with a recording or on your own. And just listen. Again, sometimes, you know, you just want to listen. If you do have a question, that's fine. You can ask, you know, one particular question. Try not to make it a bunch, just one. And you'll find that the answer will come in some way. It may be visual. It may be words. You know, it just kind of depends. But just be open. Don't judge. Write down all that you experience. See what happens. And then come back to it later and see whether or not, you know, whether the answer it's something that's, that you're able to consciously identify in the real world. So there you have it.
Right. You could use the guided meditations as like practice, and then go on YouTube or somewhere and just find some shamanic, drumming music, something like that, and then just do it yourself and let it unfold more naturally along the, the concept of a shamanic journey as opposed to a guided meditation.
Right. Absolutely. And then the other thing, too, is that what works for you, because sometimes drumming is too distracting for people. So, the kind of music that we use today comes from a YouTube video, and it's, basically a kind of a slow drumming. I tend to like that because it helps me to focus more. If I just do it without anything, my mind just kind of goes all over the place. So, I just want to say that. But that's it.
I can see that. But like what I would use would be I would search binaural beats and maybe do a theta recording where it's more subtle in the background. The drumming would be too distracting for me, like you said. For some people, it's what they need, but for other people, it's too distracting. I would do more like the binaural beats, alpha or theta, and with some background music. There's tons of it on the internet. There's tons of us. YouTube's got tons of it. I listen to a different one like every night before I go to sleep. I love that stuff, and it'd be perfect. It's perfect for hypnosis, going to sleep. It's perfect for journeys like this and meditations. Awesome stuff. Yep. So, it looks like we got time for maybe a call or two before the end of the show. Now, if we don't get to your call today, we will be back tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to let you know some of the upcoming shows here. First, I want to give out the phone number again, 714-816-4628. If you're listening live, want to call into the show right now, this is the time to do that. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to let you know tomorrow it's Saturday, July 25th, the Tarot Today radio show with host Brown and myself. Of course, we'll be having open lines and tarot mini readings all show long. And in our Psychic Spin segment, we're going to be talking about, will the future world be robotic? Then on Sunday, July 26th, it's Magic Universe with host Sharona Rapsik. She'll be telling you all about one of her creations, Angel Reiki, and taking your phone calls. Monday, July 27th, it's the Wisdom of the Soul show with Janice Fuchs. Wednesday, July 29th, is the Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance Hour with host Catherine Hahn. And she'll be wrapping up her July series of shows on the true and authentic you. So if you missed any of those, you can go back in the archive and listen to the first few parts and get the wrap-up on Wednesday, just like we're doing with the Shamanic Journeying. And, of course, we'll be back on Friday, July 31st. The doctors are in with Dr. Rose here and myself. We'll be wrapping up the series of shows on Shamanic Journeying with the Upper World coming up. And then we're going to be in August already. Can you believe it, Rose?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. In fact, I wanted to mention, because August 1st actually lands on a Saturday, and the first Saturday of the month is always the There's a Rock for That show with Mary Brown. She does her crystal show once a month on the first Saturday. And I wanted to mention this one. She does open lines and crystal mini readings, which is fascinating, but she always has a topic and crystals and so forth. It's a little different this time, though, Rose. She's doing bones and stones, adding fossils to your crystal collection. So that's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard about that. I've, of course, heard about fossils and stones and so forth, but not in the context of what she's talking about with crystals and, how does that fit in? It's going to be really fascinating August 1st. So that's what's coming up, and you can always see all the upcoming shows at psychetalk.net/upcoming. I do want to mention that our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows are sponsored by the Tarot Guild. So we've been the organization for professional tarot readers, students, and just tarot lovers in general since 2004. 16 years, and you can come over and join the website for free at thetarotguild.com. It's our brand new social networking website. It's like the big social media websites and apps out there, only it's all tarot all the time. And you get all the same, features as like Facebook and so forth, with the groups and the profiles and the wall and the activity feeds and private messaging and friending, but it's all tarot all the time at thetarotguild.com. And while you're there, you can enroll in my course if you're new to tarot and numerology. I have a course, Tarot by the Numbers. It's 40% off for our sizzling summer sale. Also, our premium membership, professionals and those wanting to become professionals, you can get your certified tarot reader certification and a whole bunch of benefits as a premium member. That's 40% off as well. So each of those is $47. You can also book a reading with me on my page, thetarotguild.com/stacks. For $47, $50 off during the sizzling summer sale all summer long at thetarotguild.com. Let's see here. Who's been waiting the longest, Rose? It looks like area code 412. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Heather.
Hello,
I'm in Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Pennsylvania. Heather in Pennsylvania.
Okay, I'm still not getting it. I'm sorry. Rose, are you getting it?
Yeah, Heather from Pennsylvania.
Heather.
Yes.
Heather, I'm sorry. Yeah. There's a slight delay. There's a slight delay, like we explained earlier in the show, and people end up talking over each other, and you can't understand, what they're saying. What's going on, Heather?
No problem. Hey, I just wanted to see if I could get a mini reading regarding my job.
Okay, what's going on? Tell us all about it. We'll see what we can look up.
I started a new job back in March, and it's been a little bit overwhelming. So I just wanted to see what you guys see.
Oh, let's see here. Trying to figure out what this message is here. Well, the only major arcana card that shows up is the Star card, and that's traditionally the card of hope.
Okay.
So,
good.
So even if you're having some difficulties, there's hope for the situation. It's about, maintaining the faith, maintaining the optimism, and using your own insights and intuition to kind of guide you through the ups and downs that goes on here. It looks like you have what you need, all the skills and abilities to deal with this. The central focus card is the Nine of Wands, like we got with previous caller, and that's what that's talking about. And you got the battle wounds, and it's all about being ready and being able to find your way through all these ups and downs here. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Another major arcana shows up. It's the Strength card, and so that's talking about having inner strength and courage, conviction, dynamism, self-control, even things that are they're out of your control, but you can control how you react to them, is what it's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. We've got the Four of Pentacles showing up. This is typically a financial card. Sometimes it's good, financial material security and so forth. But when you look at the card, he's really like holding on tight to the pentacles. There might be some issue with that. It might be indicating holding on too tight to something.
Okay.
In context of this. So you may have to think about that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means exactly.
I'm not sure either. Okay.
Yeah, it could have, it could have to do something with your finances, but I'm just not getting that feeling. It's more about the job itself. It's like you're holding on too tight, so I don't know what that means. It may mean something along the lines of at some point, there's something better that you could be doing than what you're doing now, and holding on too tight to the current job just because you need the job, and it's about the job and the money, not about following your passions or anything like that.
Okay.
So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thanks for calling in, Heather. And we got time for maybe one more call. Bye-bye, Heather. We might have time for one more call here. Remember, if we don't get to your call today, Mary and I are taking calls all show tomorrow, and it's all of our shows on the network, right? I don't know if you noticed this, Dr. Rose, but all the shows on the network are at the same time now. We used to have shows all over the place, sometimes multiple shows a day. Now all the shows are 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. London, UK. So that's 11 a.m. Pacific on the west side of town, of the country, and then 2 p.m. like New York time. So it's always the same time. And save that channel, just go to psychictalk.net. Great stuff there. Okay, so we're going to go, let's see, who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 843. Hello, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Eddie. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
All righty, South Carolina. We're getting a lot of southern calls lately. Have you noticed that, Rose? Georgia and all. What's going on with you, Eddie?
Striving to get into that shamanic vibration, actually, which is part of the reason, I've been come down here. My family's from down here. I was born in the north, but I came down here every summer. But overall, I'm really striving to tap into that.
That's wonderful.
Part of my ancestry,
Yeah. I have to say that I've done this for a while. I do it off and on, but I had a stint of about I want to say 6 or 7 months recently, and I do it off and on. But I was doing it just about every night, and it really brings a lot up to the surface. The first time I did it, it was actually last fall, and I realized that I didn't hate my job, but I hated the kind of position I held. And the second day I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I just told them and I was a program coordinator, so it was about coordinating for, creating classes and to publishing a class online. And I like the writing up of the courses. The coordination part, I did it for 5 years, and I was like, I'm done, And it was just, it came clear to me in a message, you really hate doing this. And I was like, because I was making it okay, right? I was like, no, it's okay. I can do blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you hate doing it. So I was like, okay, yeah, right, I do.
Okay, now can I shine a little bit of light into that experience?
Sure.
You had that experience because you were in training for your teaching of your skill set with the shamanic experience.
Oh, yeah, that I do know. Yeah, that's interesting that you picked up on that. Good for you. Yeah, I've been told that I'm supposed to go a different route, and it's always a struggle for me. I do have a PhD, so we think differently in academia. But no, you're supposed to do the logical thing, and I've been kind of torn from that in a lot of ways. The good thing is that the company that I work for is a spiritually based company that follows a guru from southern India. So I get all of the spiritual part, But yeah, I'm definitely supposed to be taking things to a different area. And I know that it's really been interesting. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Black Panther, the one that came out, and they had a scene where when T'Challa went to go see his ancestors, and there was like this huge tree with panthers sitting on branches, right? And it was so funny. I was floored because I had seen a scene very similar to that when I went to, meet with my my animal totem. It was someplace where there's a lot of foliage. So I'm thinking like in the, tropical forest, huge tree of all these jaguars that were just on branches. When I saw that in the film, I thought, oh my God. Okay. I was just like, I totally did not expect to see that. So I was really floored by that. That's why I figured this is real, and I know that this is in my spiritual lineage. Of course, in terms of what's happened with some of my ancestry, a lot of that doesn't take place, or it's not it's not like I come from people in the rainforest who have shamans and things of that nature. But I know that this that's what I got. Like, this is really a part of your spiritual ancestry, So you're really tuned into that. So you could do the same thing,
Oh, there's shamans everywhere, though, Rose, too. Not just the rainforest. Think of African ones and Asian shamans, and it's everywhere.
And now we have urban shamans.
Yeah. Even up in the British Isles, the Celts.
Right.
The Celtic.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Celtic as well. Yeah. So what is your experience in terms of shamanism, or how are you getting into that?
Well, it's interesting because, I'm hearing it now, and occasionally, they're natural animals in this environment, possums, raccoons, things like that. But sometimes in the middle of the night, I could be dreaming and stuff, but sometimes animals would show up, and things of that nature, So it's challenging, but I tell you what, I've been really looking for in my area is an owl. My aunt used to live up the street from where I reside, and my godson, her grandson, he told me that there was always an owl that used to be in the tree over there, and I know owls are very powerful because, they see 360 degrees, and, they're night hunters, they got that night vision, but overall they got that, physical and spiritual panoramic view, and they see the energy in their prey, more than they actually see the prey. So, that's what I'm really striving to get to, that and learning the medicinal properties of it, because I've been hearing and learning some things about remedies from, like I said, the rainforest and things like that, and how it even assists in cleaning people up spiritually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an Aquarian. I'm very sporadic, so I know you asked me one question, but I took you a half a block down. But I learned to look at stop signs, so I stopped talking.
Oh, no, that's fine, because actually my mind is very similar. So it's always seeing those connections. Yeah, it's really powerful stuff. Like when I haven't done this on the show yet. I'll be doing this next week. Is going to the upper world where you're dealing with gods and goddesses, angels, that's the heavens kind of thing. And last year when I connected to a goddess, I went out, saw 9 vultures flying around above us. Now, vultures are not uncommon in the area. They're, pretty much everywhere, right? I've never seen 9 of them. They weren't over like, a particular body or anything like that. They were just really high up in the air, kind of, flying surfing the winds and whatnot. But I've never seen 9 in one place before. And it told me, one of the goddesses that I had gotten in contact with was from ancient Egypt, and comes out of the ancient Egyptian tradition, and her symbol is the vulture. And that's how I knew, like I said, when you see something that's that rare, I'll see a vulture 1 or 2, but never 9. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I see 9 vultures. And I knew that was a sign from the goddess. I mean, you will see those kinds of things happen. So you can always do a shamanic journey to talk to the spirit of the owl. And sometimes it'll appear in your physical realm. You'll be doing something. Sometimes people will look for them, but, they'll show up, when you need to have that kind of interaction or whatnot. They'll show up in your physical realm. So you can easily do that. They have a lot of knowledge, and sometimes it's a little difficult to decipher exactly what they may be. Whether they talk in language or they show symbols or something like that. Just write down what you see, and then if you can't understand something, I always just ask, can you tell me in a different way, because I'm not sure what the message is. Yeah. So that's wonderful. It's some powerful stuff. It really is, and you can use it in any area of your life. I'm not always a nature-bound person. Like, I like going outside, but I'm not always a nature person. Like, I won't go out into the woods and be in nature, only because I have to sing about insects. Or we also have mountain lions in the area. Not that they've ever attacked anybody up where I am, and they tend to keep to themselves, but I'm always like opening up my eye and looking around. I'd be a little bit too skittish to be in nature, but
I like to say,
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say the mind is all, and
right.
What you program your mind is written over your head like a billboard. So when you have those thoughts, they vibrate to that. Prime example is a dog down the street, and he barks at everybody, but certain people he doesn't bark at. And you walk down the street, and it's in your mind that you're fearful of him. So of course he's going to go crazy when he sees you. But if you relax and say, he's not going to bother me, I'm not going to bother him, I'm a friend, or if you put that energy out of, strong, powerful, energy, it'll probably go sit on the porch.
Yeah. No, that's true. I remember there was a guy who was, he does that with wild elephants. He'll walk through the, I don't know, wherever they are, and he doesn't get too close, but of course the male of the herd will see him and come running at him. And he just said, I just keep a calm spirit, and they'll stop. And they actually showed it where he came running up, and then he just stopped within several feet, like maybe 6 feet, and then I was like, okay, he's fine. Walked off. Yeah. Well, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask? This has been great sharing, this journey with you and everything. I really appreciate you being on the show.
I'm just sitting back listening to you too. It's great.
Yeah, we could probably talk for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for all that you guys do. I yield. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say real quick, I did pull some cards while you guys were talking because I wanted to see what would come up as far as message-wise, And there are cards about harvesting. It fits in with, the medical properties of plants, things like that. It's kind of tipping the hat to you, One thing it's saying is that, as you go forward with your shamanic journey and, work on this stuff, that it says have a playful attitude about it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a playful attitude. Another interesting thing I'm getting is that you already have what you need, is the message. You already have what you need to do what you need to do, that you really don't need more studying. Yeah, maybe on the plants and health and health properties and medicinal properties and things along those lines. But as far as the shamanism aspect, it's not like you need to go to an ashram or something like that. Like you already have the abilities that you need. You're a manifester. You can manifest. And the last thing that came through was talking about mediation, arbitration. It's saying that your best use of your abilities and skills are in arbitration, as an arbiter for other people, when there's something between two parties of some kind. You bring the wisdom, kind of a balance, a harmony, an equanimity, that's a good place to focus on as far as, okay, you have these skills and abilities, what are you going to do with it, kind of thing. So that's the message I got for you, Eddie. That's what came through.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got a quick confession.
Okay.
Excuse me. I take that back. Cancel. Fortunately, I get that all the time as far as who I innately am.
Wow.
I'm a manifester. Everything I need is already within me. And I've been striving to open that door, make that connection, whatever the case may be. And when you said that, I almost, I am so much sensitive. A tear came to my eye, but at the same time, it is kind of frustrating because as long as I've been striving, just like what she said, you jump back and forth because there's a lot of things to being in this physical realm that we're obligated to do on a certain level. But the challenge is, the mind is also, I just got to remember that. And the other thing, which is even more important now, is I'm going through things with my family as far as probate is concerned. I've been striving to find a lawyer that could deal with the issue that will not want a third of the estate. And I'm trying to find somebody pro bono, but of course I'm going to pay them at the end. But I don't want, because, in these probate issues, when somebody passed, when your elders pass, everybody feels a certain way. They feel obligated. Well, they feel they deserve this, that, and the third, but what was written down is supposed to be law, right? What your parents wrote down is supposed to be law, the will. And things are really going haywire, and I just want equality for everybody, just like what our parents did. I've always been a lone wolf most of my life, and that's the main reason why things are the way they are now, in my experience. But Carolina is just no joke. It's really, the business world is, or the corporate world, or the judicial world it's really a knuckle game. It's just so many things. And, I thank you definitely for that message, and
it's confirmation coming through, and also a little clue, about the perceived difficulty of, actuating that manifestation. And that was when I mentioned about the cards coming up about being playful about it. Then you got to get on that side of things. You got to be more playful about it. Instead of making this happen kind of thing. Instead of you should be playing with it and playing with the idea of manifesting and what do I really want to happen? What do I want? And start writing these things down and focusing on it.
Yeah. And if you want to tune into, like you were saying about the owl and everything, pull up, visualize it. It'll come to you in your physical world when you need it to, but you don't necessarily have to find it first. You know what I mean? But just go ahead and tune into it. Look at videos of owls and whatnot, and you can even take a picture and in your visualization, you see that same picture and just step right into there and talk to the owl about what you're going through. And, you have what help you need. And as we said with shamans in particular, you establish a relationship. Some people get a little skittish when you say devotion, like, oh, do I have to feed it food? And, you have to go through all that. But you establish a relationship with it and say, I really feel that I'm resonating with your energy, and I need your help in this particular situation. Can you help me? Let them know what it is. And you'll be surprised.
I got something on that.
Things will just, like, work out for you in that way, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, because, I mean, you can meet, anything on the spiritual realm level without, having to physically come in contact with your totem animal or spirit animal in person. And I love the thing. I love the idea of the owl, and that's the owls are thought of as wisdom, and you can ask that spirit totem, that animal, for what you need, and have it guide you so that you can bring your manifestations to fruition. And your idea, Rose, is really great, because that's what you do is you focus on what you want to attract in. And that works for the animal totem as well. So you bring up videos, you bring up pictures, focus on that, and then, you put on the guided meditation music, you close your eyes and just bring that animal forth, and then, ask what you need to get this manifestation going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got to get out of here. Eddie, thanks for the call. We're at the end of the show.
Thank you, Eddie.
Hey, thank you guys. If you guys weren't there, I wouldn't be here.
That's right. And we wouldn't be here if you weren't there.
That's right.
I always say it that way, too. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You're going to be on tomorrow, you said, right? Same time?
Yep. Yeah, I'll be back with Mary Brown. She's fabulous. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and so is she the lady that's on with you now?
That's
the
Dr.
feminine,
Rose, yeah.
should I say? Is she a co-host also, or she's just a guest
Not
for the day?
on Saturday. She's my co-host on Fridays.
Right.
Awesome.
So next Friday I'll be talking about the upper world, and I'll probably do another meditation. So feel free to come and listen. And let us know what you experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, time is flying, but it's sad we got to wait till, for a whole 7 days to get that. But what I also want to say is 9 is, they say, is the number of feminine energy. Nine probes. That spirit that you connected with is a feminine also, and that is her symbol. So that's triple confirmation right there. That's awesome. I just wanted to say that.
That's right. So much, Eddie, for dropping by. We hope to see you on Friday as well, or tomorrow and Friday. You take care.
Definitely. I'll be around. Thank you. I appreciate you both.
Oh, you're welcome.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, yes, I will be back tomorrow with a different host, with Mary Brown. She's a crystal Reiki master and a certified tarot master as well. She's also the vice president for certification for the Tarot Guild as well. And we have a show, Tarot Today Radio, every Saturday. And here on Fridays, it's The Doctors Are In with myself and Dr. Rose Wilkerson. I can't wait for next Friday. It's going to be great, Dr. Rose.
Yes. Yeah, this is really opening up things for people. Woo-hoo.
Great stuff. And like we said, we don't have a show without you guys. So thanks to all of our callers and listeners. Thanks to you, Rose, for being here.
And thank you, Dax, for being here as well. This has been a wonderful show.
Awesome. Yes, in between Fridays, come over to our group on Facebook. We have 6,300 people, 6,000 something people on the Tarot Guild group. We have the Psychic Talk radio group. You can stop by psychictalk.net, our website for the network, and thetarotguild.com. Get the in there. thetarotguild.com. Alrighty. Bye, everybody. Bye, Dr. Rose.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Dax.